All right, so anytime I see Jubilee post pretty much anything, I am all over it. I've been following Jubilee for a long time. Their Odd Man Out series has kept me entertained through so many lunch breaks. One of my favorite YouTube videos, I think ever, is the Flat Earthers versus Scientists debate that Jubilee hosted, where there was this interesting discussion of very well accredited scientists. I think one was an astrophysicist, some were researchers, professors, versus flat earthers. And I'm just someone who loves to hear a good discussion. I love ideas to be posed. I love for honest discussions to be had. And I feel like, to a good degree, Jubilee has done a pretty good job of bringing some of these conversations to the forefront. And I've loved that. So, me personally, some people know this about me. Some people might not know this about me if you're new to the channel, but I actually like discussing politics. I'm somewhat politically, I kind of feel like I'm politically centered. I'm not extremely right. I'm not extremely left. I'm just someone who tries to make informed decisions and opinions as they come. I don't like the tribal nature of American politics. And so anything political, I do actually watch, whether it's on the left, the right, the center, wherever it is. I love watching a good political discussion. I'm familiar with who Charlie Kirk is going into this video. I've seen some of his videos. He's definitely a good debater. His videos are definitely entertaining. He does the kind of college style. I think, what's his name? Steven Crowder, I think, was the first to kind of pioneer going to the college campus. I could be wrong on that, but he's the first that I saw go big, going to college campuses and debating students. And Charlie's kind of taken that mantle and kind of, been the guy now who does this sort of thing. And so whenever I saw Charlie Kirk versus 25 liberal college students, I was all in. I immediately pressed play, and I was taking a trip in my car, so I threw it on Bluetooth, and I'm like, I'm gonna listen to the entire thing. It was over an hour, I think. And so I had hope that there would be a good, genuine political discussion. I knew going into it that from both sides, from Charlie's side and from the student side, it was going to be sort of a gotcha battle, right? Everyone's trying to just farm a clip and have this moment where they own someone, right? Because that's a huge thing where Ben Shapiro for a long time would have videos where it was like, Ben Shapiro owns this, whatever. And so, but anyway, I had genuine hope that there would be a good discussion about ideas. And as soon as I started the video, I could not get past the first few minutes because I feel like the format just kind of doomed the discussion from the start. So I want to say about 45 seconds in or so after the intro, they immediately go to the first topic, which is abortion. Charlie poses the kind of the topic and how he's going to phrase it and basically, come up and argue against me. And initially I didn't know how the video was going to work, but they had these kids run from their chairs, sprint to Charlie. And right away, I just kind of paused the video and I was like, what? Like, how does that make any sense? So basically they had a topic. They would have someone run up there, which again makes no sense to me because there's so many factors in that would determine who gets to go. Who's closest to the chair would be a big thing, right? They never rotated anyone. So if you're sitting right across from the chair, you have a pretty good shot of getting to it. You're looking at whoever's the fastest. It's Charlie made this joke. Obviously he was trolling them halfway through and he said something like, wow, this is very ableist, right? And of course he's trolling the fact that this is a term that a lot of liberals use, but he was honestly kind of right in his criticism that it was this weird thing that they were rewarding people who could run the fastest to a chair rather than rewarding someone who genuinely had good ideas, good intentions. And so I thought the format was just awful. And I'm sure from Jubilee's side, they're obviously wanting to get clicks and views, which I understand being a YouTube channel. And so I'm sure someone said, oh, it would be fun to have them run. It would cause chaos. We could do all this stuff. But I did not like it. I felt like it was a big miss and it was very awkward. And then we had these flags, right? So we had, kids that were sitting there, surrounding the 24 others who weren't going. And if someone tried to say something, or as someone was speaking, if they disagreed, they could raise the flags. And I honestly felt like I'm gonna try and go back to the video super quick. Oh, sorry, here it is. So I went to the comments because I was so confused right away by, again, not just the format, but I felt like anytime someone tried to make a valid point, they would just vote someone off. And of course, the comments immediately, the first two that have collectively over 200,000 likes, which is a ton of likes. The first one says, the ones who actually knew how to debate were voted out when the real conversation started. The second one says, as soon as a real conversation starts, the red flags come out. And again, that was my frustration, is it just felt like we were in this gotcha. We were hearing from the same people over and over. So, you know, again, with the running up to the chairs, it was weird, but at least I thought once you went, you were done. That would have solved the issue of hearing from the same person again and again. But we heard from the same person again and again. We heard from the guy named Parker, who apparently runs a TikTok channel, who, I'm going to be just super honest, you know, people seem to be polarized about whether he was great or if he was pretty terrible. I felt like he was honestly pretty obnoxious, and many of his comments or many of his arguments were either straw man or red herring. He was posing these ridiculous hypotheticals to try to, you know, line up Charlie's logical consistency, which I understand from a debating standpoint that that's a tactic, but it just didn't feel like he was there to actually debate the substance. He was just there with some prearranged gotcha stuff. And so anyway, I think we heard from him 2 or 3 times. And so it was a shame that we never heard from people that were there. I mean, why was everyone else even there, right? It was Charlie versus 25 liberal college students, but really we only heard from maybe 7 or 8 people, I want to say, and some of those were repeats. And so for the rest of the people, it's like, why were you even there? What was the point? Just to raise a flag and, you know, do some snaps or whatever. So I was pretty disappointed in the format and the debate and the style. I didn't feel like I got a lot out of it that was super substantive. Again, it was just kind of like, oh, gotcha, from the crowd to Charlie, or Charlie just felt like he you know, sort of won the argument, I guess. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. It was certainly entertaining, but I guess just from someone who was hoping for some substance, I just felt left down. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you guys watching the video, and I hope you guys have a great day.